So I'll say that when we get
Mhm.
cooking. Okay. Committee, Senior and Aging Service Committee is coming to order. All right, so call to order. We have acceptance of the minutes from the February meeting. No, the March, where are we? April, right? April, God, I lose track of time. So the March committee, committee meetings. Any discussion, Ms. Goodwin? Since it's so much-
Since you brought up the thing about the banks, you know, you can set up a date and set up some dates if you want to go there or something. I'm willing to go with you. That's something to think about too.
Well, they seem receptive, the two banks, which is Bank of America and Chase, that did answer. And they also queried that if we wanted to give them specific situations, you know, that they could talk to corporate and see what can be done. So we can elaborate a little bit more, though I think Mr. Jordan very eloquently put it, our needs in the email to them to begin with. We could get a little bit more specific, but having an on-site visit would not be a bad idea.
Well, the reason I suggested that, because on Lincoln, you know, I'm on this auxiliary. I'm the vice chair, and I did all the fundraising, and we had some similar problems with the banks. And what we did, we bypassed the manager, and we asked that they send a corporate person. So you can do that, and I think you'll get better results. Now,
Well, I think Mr. Jordan did that. He
to the corporate
to the
person,
corporate people. He
rather than
directly-
the bank
Yes,
itself.
to the corporate
To the
people.
corporate people.
Yeah.
Because for years, we could never even get a Christmas tree out there from these banks.
Oh, wow.
They don't do any decorating, anything, and all of them, none of them have a senior window. So it's probably would have to come from corporate anyway.
Right, except for sure.
You know,
Definitely.
definitely.
Yeah, they
So-
don't do anything without corporate giving
So-
them. Sure, any questions on the minutes
No,
though? Ms.
no,
Goodwin?
I'm
Okay,
good, I'm
so if
good.
there's no objections, the minutes are passed. Myself and Ms. Goodwin agree? Yes, okay. All right, so moving on in agenda, introduction to the two of us. Old business, the bank representative, so let me read letter into the minutes. This is where it starts, right? And then it goes back here. Okay. Dear branch and bank representatives, the City of New York, Bronx Community Board 1. Bronx Community Board 1 represents and serves the Mott Haven, Port Morris, and Melrose sections of the Bronx. Community boards are autonomous city agencies and members are city officers. The community boards play an important role in improving the quality of life for all New Yorkers. The purpose of each New York City Community Board is to encourage and facilitate the participation of citizens within city government, within their communities, and the efficient and effective organization of agencies that deliver municipal services in local communities and boroughs. There are 59 community boards throughout the city, and each one consists of up to 50 unsalaried members. Half of whom are nominated by their district city council members. There are 12 community districts in the Bronx. Our community board is one of the largest Bronx districts. We serve and represent over 100,000 residents, and additional 11,000 who work or visit our district daily. City council members nominate at least half of the appointees. In parentheses, divided proportionately based on the share of the district's population represented by each council member for the 17th and 8th councilmanic district. Is that a word, councilmanic? Okay, first time I heard it. End of quotes. Final appointments are made by the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa L. Gibson. Each community board is led by a district manager who establishes an office, hires and manages a staff, and implements procedures to improve the delivery of city services to the district. While the main responsibility of the board office is to receive complaints from community residents, they also maintain other duties. Many boards, like Bronx CB1, choose to provide additional services and manage special projects that cater to specific community needs, including organizing tenants association, coordinating neighborhood cleanup programs, fight food and housing insecurity, provide workshops on the protection of human and civil rights, police community relations, community organizing, and more. Board committees do most of the planning and work on the issues that are brought to action at the community board meetings. Each community board establishes the committee's structure and procedures it feels will best meet the needs of its district. Community committees may be functional committees that deal with specific charter mandates, land use review and budget committees, or agency committees that relate to a particular agency, for example, police and sanitation committees. We have a police committee?
Well, municipal services.
Oh, okay, I thought so.
Who was this letter sent to?
This was sent to corporate, to the banks. Among other structures, non-board members, public members may apply to join or work on board committees, which help provide additional expertise and manpower. I am writing you because many of our senior constituents are concerned should be, about the services they are not receiving from and the conditions of many of our banks in our district. Many seniors are on a fixed income and have worked hard to save for retirement. It's important for seniors to not only feel safe, but be safe when it comes to their money and banking practices. Seniors may not be as familiar with technology or use the latest apps to manage their finances, which can leave them more vulnerable when visiting your branches to conduct their banking business. Access to safe banking and financial services is essential to economic mobility and opportunity for all Americans. While most American adults are fully banked, barriers to inclusion in banking and financial services disproportionately harm underrepresented and low-income communities. Is that the end, or does it?
It's more, you probably don't have the second page. But
Most important recent surveys have shown that our seniors or aging population feel unsafe and undeserved at most banks, financial institutions within the boundaries of our community board. Unfortunately, this includes many of your branches, especially at main entrances and the ATM area. It regrettably is common knowledge that these locations are unsecured and where they feel most targeted by scammers or others waiting to cause them harm. Together, fitting with this it is our understanding, that these areas are left in less than clean and unkept, with used hypodermic needles are seen out on the floor. I am sure you agree these conditions are unflattering of any institution, let alone a regulated financial institution. We are requesting that your bank provide a representative to testify at our next Senior Aging Committee meeting on Wednesday, April 10th, 2024 at 1 p.m. at our office, 3024 3rd Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10455. Many banks have served their communities well and can be a vital community asset, but it's hard to drive change throughout an industry unless the industry reckons with its history and understands where improvements still need to be made. Please let us know if you can attend by RSVP so we can plan accordingly. You can reply to this email and we will send you a calendar invite. We look forward to your presence and contributions at this meeting. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me directly, ajordan@cbnyc.gov. Best regards. All right, so that was the letter that was sent to all the banks. and there was about 9 of them.
That's correct.
But Mr. Jordan only received response from 2, which was Bank of America and Chase. And what they had to say was, this is from Chase. Mr. Jordan, unfortunately, we are not able to attend tomorrow's meeting. However, someone from our escalation team will get in contact with you in regards to your concerns.
Which bank is that?
Chase.
And the other one?
And the other one was Bank of America. Here. Thank you for your email. We are unable to send a representative to the meeting on Wednesday, April 10th to assist the bank with concerns you mentioned. Please identify and share specific issues regarding any bank of the America Financial Center within your district/geography. We will research and perform a site visit at each location and address outstanding concerns within the financial center. After we have an opportunity to assess and address identified items, we would be pleased to follow up directly with you at a mutually convenient date and time. Sincerely, Joe Ciani, was the Senior Vice President of Bank of America. So those are the only 2 replies.
That's the main one, the line be outside all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
And that's the one that's right on the corner, right?
Right off the corner.
Yeah.
So we sent out, as I mentioned, she mentioned, Madam Chair, Bank of Papala, Citibank, Chase Bank, Bank of America, Apple Bank, I don't want to miss any, Capital One, and
September.
So all the banks within the 148th Street corridor and around the corridor reached out about. The one that was most touchy for me, because I remember I used to go to the banks frequently with the elders in my family, and having someone who has arthritis or some kind of other disability stand up to go to the banks was extremely painful and debilitating to her. That's how I understand that this is the issue that we want to touch, along with the chair brought to our attention the conditions of the lack of services for seniors who also go to the post offices. Apparently, we fairly recently found out that the post office historically only has one representative that is one window open during the time of the general post office days, and the line goes outside.
Which post office is that?
The Whitehaven branch, right here.
139?
Yeah, because you know the one down here on St. Anne's is one too.
Right.
St. Anne's and Westchester.
St. Anne's, Westchester, we have a couple, and then also,
that one? It's okay.
then the 149th Street here and.
They're not as flexible. I use the one on Melrose because there's always 2 tellers there and it's not hardly used. I use them one, they're more people friendly. Okay. The one on St. Anne's, there was a lady there who was the supervisor. I don't know if the man is still there then, but they are more cooperative there. If you go in and you want to talk to them about something, I found them to be very more cooperative. But the one that you just described, it's always crowded down there. So I stopped going there, period. And then there's another thing, from 160th Street all the way down, there's no mailboxes in the street. There's no mailboxes in the street. We haven't had mailboxes in the street for
They
over
took
20,
them away. You're from
Over 20.
168 to what?
all the way down past 149th Street. There's no mailboxes, all the mailboxes on 149th Street.
149th Street.
There's a mailbox on St. Anne's at that post office, but it's always with the glue issue. But somebody's putting glue in the slots. So you don't want to use that. So the buildings up here that they redid, they all have mail slots in their lobbies. So that's where we drop our outgoing mail in the mail slots.
Unfortunately, we find, so what I'm doing in the commission is highlighting where seniors don't have specialized lines of dedicating services and resources related to them.
Nowhere.
In those committees.
Nowhere in this district, nowhere.
But I'm trying to think down even Manhattan, because I do some banking when I go visit my doctors and go into the banking.
See if they
In
have
the
it.
city, I don't remember seeing, I could be wrong, but is anybody, I don't think I've ever seen any specific, they have some window, some special window for, I don't,
If you are seeing, I've been
for
downtown.
businesses,
and
I
they'll
think,
say,
yeah, for
Oh,
businesses,
you can come over here. I guess they see my gray hair and they'll say, oh, you can come over here to this window and
right?
we'll take you.
And then the reason why the blue mailbox were removed from the street, there's something called fishing, where there has been instances.
We
where
never had them. They weren't removed from up here. We just never had them.
Right.
The nearest one is in
Because
front of the post office
They were
on St.
removed because they people were putting
Blue.
glue and then
Take it
pulling
out.
out checks and money orders. And people didn't find out that they didn't have their bills were being paid until they get their rent for double the month from the previous month. Time before. So, but we are discussing as an executive committee, but we would like to look at several things as relates to what was brought up about the banking issues, to bring up where there are other instances that where seniors apparently may be price gouge supermarkets where they're spending more than they usually are spending. They don't have, I don't know that any of our supermarkets have senior related shopping
Hours,
hours, operations like in others.
some do, but not all. I mean, I think some of them carried over since COVID, because I know they used to have senior hours.
I don't know of none in this district,
But in
and
this
I've been in
district-
all of them, and the one down there by Bronx Works. I don't know if they do. I know they stay open a little later, but I don't know anything that they do according to seniors. This district, and I can say that because I walk the district and I go to the stores, even Fine Fair, nothing up there. We don't have the local one up on Westchester. They don't have nothing for seniors, absolutely nothing. And I don't think it's so much for me that it's price gouging. I think so much has went up
In general,
in general.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree.
that I agree on that. So much has went up that you find a lot of people now doing their shopping in Dollar Tree. Because Dollar Tree is getting abundance of food. I go to the one across the street from Lincoln, I go to the one on 138th Street, and I go to the one on Westchester. And I buy a lot of food.
You're not the only one. Let's finish up with the bank and then we'll move up to other things. So,
Okay.
so since we only received 2 replies from 2 different banks and we didn't get, should we resend it? And maybe a little shorter version to the banks again, just saying, oh, following up on the email that I sent you such and such a day. We would like some feedback, return correspondence as to our concerns.
You asked me to lay over and ask them to come to next month's meeting?
Next month, we're supposed to be having the Department of Aging accessoride, so I don't know if we have time for them. That's gonna be a hot topic issue.
What about a letter to the
Accessoride responded?
That is, next month, they haven't responded yet.
Yeah, it's on the agenda, but we're.
What about the presidents?
So it depends
What about the
on what.
presidents of the banks? Sending them a
Yes.
short letter?
Yeah.
The presidents.
Yeah, short,
You know,
we sent you this email and please respond.
We've contacted people at your
Right.
branches, and this is the response, or we have not received the response, so now we are reaching out to you, the presidents of these banks.
So if for some reason we don't get a response from the accessoride that they're coming, that they're committed to the main meeting, then we can fit in the bank people if they respond. All right, does that sound?
When did you decide to invite accessoride? I didn't know anything
It's the
about.
last meeting we had,
I
Brenda.
didn't remember that one.
Yeah, we did. We said
Okay.
that we were gonna do that because there were so many complaints. Specifically, a Department of Aging representative and accessoride.
Is this the 2 ladies that I met with previously? Or this is somebody else we went up? Because my last 3 rides, they ain't show.
All right, so no response as of yet.
So no response yet, but you asked for a senior executive staff for oversight, for accessorize, and the car service.
Century.
Century, right. No response.
Century is connected with accessoride.
All right,
They
so
get their information from accessoride.
when should we give them a deadline? Because we need to know, we just can't, be up in the air and say, well, we're waiting. Should we give it by the end of the month if we haven't returned?
I would say, I see next week.
Okay.
Next week, and we can have time for you to set your agenda. So we'll have that,
Right.
that answer by the executive committee.
All right, set the deadline by,
What date is that, Stephen? The Friday of next week,
That's the 19th.
19th.
okay, 4/19, got it. All right, that's our old business. Anybody have any other comments on old business? Okay, so into new business. We don't have any community members here today, so we have to table that. So next meeting. And I had brought up the possibility of having a co-meeting with the Education and Youth and the Health and Human Services, and also the Communication and Technology for various reasons, okay? Certainly seniors we're always concerned about health issues, and we can bring up joint topics together with the Health and Human Services Committee, which would be advantageous to us and to them as well. So that could be something, I'm sure that's not going to happen in this year because we only have 2 more meetings left, right? 2 more committee meetings, May and June. But it's something to look forward to for the next season, starting in September.
I hope you remain the chair,
Okay.
because it don't take but one chair. I
Should
did
be.
3 committees. You can handle it.
Thank you. That is not up to me, but we'll see what the future brings. Okay, and I brought up the communication and technology because as Mr. Jordan mentioned, a lot of us, and I include myself in this, are not very savvy when it comes to navigating the web, the web. And I think I gave an example, I don't know if I shared with everybody that I got stuck into a web a couple of weeks ago where I thought I was talking to Facebook and I was actually talking to the actual hacker who's trying to get into my account. And I got to the point where he was telling me to go to the bank to take out $6,000 and then go buy Bitcoin. But he also told me not to talk to anybody. But I didn't listen, and I talked to my girlfriend and said, "You crazy?" I said, "Why am I going to the bank to take out $6,000?" So I went to the bank. I did go, and I talked to the representative. He said, "Absolutely not." So I had to shut down my account, take money out. It was a problem because now all my bills that are coming out are not getting paid, and so I had to unlock one of the accounts so that could get paid. So. It's a scam. There's a lot of scams out there that we're not privy to, and we need to know what they are.
You were even telling me, I think you told a story about one of them was making believe they were your granddaughter.
Oh, yeah, that was way back. That was a few years ago. A young woman answered the phone and said, "Grandma," and of course, right away. "Grandma, I'm in New Jersey and I got in a car accident and I'm in the police station. They arrested me." And then the phone gets handed over to a man who's supposed to be a lawyer.
That happened to me too.
And it had me going. It had me going for the longest time.
They prey on
the elderly. And then when he said I had to go to Wells Fargo to take out money and send it to, what is it, Wells Fargo, the people that you send money to, that's when it clicked. And I said, "Oh, it's a scam." And I said it out loud. And the guy said to me, "Well, you don't want your daughter to get out, your granddaughter to get out of jail." And I hung up, so it had me going for a while because, they prey on your emotions and your concerns, So I immediately called up my granddaughter and said, "Hey, honey, how are you? Where are you these days?" "Oh, I'm home, Grandma." Okay, now I can settle down,
Well, I was taught by seniors as well. The moment you pick up a phone and you don't recognize the number, hang up. That's number one. If it's important, they'll call you back. If it's not, you know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, but this was supposedly from a police station in New
Well,
Jersey.
I
and
got the same call.
It was
I
a
got the
Hoboken, someplace in New Jersey.
I got the same call,
Yeah.
but see, I got a landline too. So when they call, I said, "Okay, well, you know what? I'll wait till she call me. Hang up. Don't even conversate with them." Because they feel the longer they keep you on the line.
Yeah,
This is what they tell us as seniors.
It's true.
The longer they keep you on the line, they feel that they got you. Because we all got to learn this. That's why I never got rid of my landline.
Me neither.
Okay. Because, and that's why I don't do emails, because once it's out there, it's out there. And it's nothing you can do to stop it, particularly with the promotions and stuff like that. So we as seniors, from what I was taught, we as seniors have to be extra precautious.
Well, that's the problem. When we navigate the web and we try to navigate the web, there's so many things that can go wrong and we don't know because we don't know, you know, when you click on this and all of a sudden you're here and there and that's where they just start asking you the personal questions, you know, and then they add it up and they can get your security information or whatever. So we could use some help from the technology and communication committee in that sense, definitely, because the world can be opened up a lot to us if we know how to navigate. I was telling Mr. Jordan, I can deposit checks from my phone, take pictures back and forth, deposit the check. I don't have to go to the bank to do anything except get cash. And that, you know, and then I Zelle and Venmo when I can and stuff like that between people. But I learned all of that on my own. Nobody taught me. But, you know, sometimes it's good to know the right way to do things because you can avoid what happened to me. Somebody tried to, you know,
But
get me to buy Bitcoin.
but we have to understand also as seniors, Ms. Burns, we're leaving ourselves open. Because once you open your information out there,
Right,
it's out there.
exactly.
So I don't do none of that.
Yeah.
I'm a paper person. I go to the bank. I deal in person. Okay. I get checks from the bank. I don't even order checks. If I need a check, I get it from the bank and I pay for them. And that's the checks I use. TD Banks gives seniors a certain account where you can get money orders for free. You don't even have
Oh, I
to
didn't know
pay.
that.
Yeah.
So that's TD Bank?
Yeah, you can get money or your money orders are free. Chase says they have a certain account that you have to be, but with Chase, you have to have a certain amount in those type of accounts. With TD Bank, I don't have to have a certain amount in my account. I can just go in there and say I want a money order, and that's the account that I have. See, some seniors, this is what I was taught. We don't think we have options, but we have options out there.
But we don't know.
But we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, that's
So-
why we need the help we need.
If we can, go to a senior center and something, and that's where they telling people all of this information. You look at Optimum. Optimum has never had a senior fee. Nobody has ever paid a senior fee, and Optimum does not have a senior fee. We pay the same as
You mean
everybody.
services for
For
seniors?
Never.
They do. I remember my mom getting way back. But it was like only one box. You can only get one box. And there was a specific, unless it's gone, but that was a long
It
time
don't work
ago.
no more because most of them, and even in Co-op City, the senior, the basic is $160, and that's what the seniors are paying.
It's outrageous.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
We have a team member on a board. We can ask her. She is account executive for Optimum.
Oh,
Inquire
cool.
more about it. So
Okay,
that's
so
good. That's good to know to take back, and hopefully the information will be helpful.
we could put that under new business. Yeah, Optimum. But senior, in general, in terms of what we're entitled to, I just downloaded and I'm gonna send it to Mr. Jordan or Stephen, there's so many discounts out there that we don't know about. I just downloaded about 5 pages of different organizations that you can get free or low cost, but you have to ask for them. Like I recently went to IKEA a couple of weeks ago, and I love to get their lunch when I'm there, but you have to ask for it. On Fridays, it's half price, but if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. And that's the same with a lot of these deals that you get for seniors. You have to ask for them. It doesn't come automatically. Okay. I was in Honolulu a few months ago. Tuesday, we don't have Ross here, but Tuesday's is senior day. You get like 15% off everything you buy in the store. But you got to tell them at the cash register, I'm a senior, and then you'll get it, which shouldn't be, but it is.
The movie theater too, on I think Wednesdays at Concourse Plaza is
Oh, yeah.
free.
See, yeah.
for
Oh, I didn't
seniors.
know that.
I ain't know about it being
On
free, but I
Wednesdays.
know I get discounts.
Yeah, it's like seniors are free or something like that.
On Wednesday. Oh, I'll
There you go. We need to go to do a trip
We'll,
one day.
we'll do a trip there. Yeah, I have the Start Pass, which is up in Ridge Hill, $5 on Tuesdays.
Star
and
Pass is Concourse Village too.
They have it too?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Bronx-
Tuesdays is
Bronx
$5 in
Works
Philly.
has trips to Walmart for seniors. I belong to a senior group on 162nd Street, and they take seniors seniors there once a month.
They talk you over.
Yeah, they take a bus. Bronx Works has the bus.
Which Walmart?
They take us over here to Jersey.
For over.
On the 17th.
Fort Lee,
Yeah,
okay. That's not bad.
Well, that's good.
That's good. We should, see, that information needs to get out to people, you know, how do you go about getting on that bus? Or whatever. So
How
I-
long did you sit out? Sorry.
Okay.
How long did you shop for?
9 o'clock till about 2.
Wow, it's a
That's
full
really
day,
good.
yeah.
You
That's
could
pretty
even
good.
go into another store if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, there's other stores
Oh
in the
yeah, there's
area.
BJ's is up there, all that's up there.
All right, so we need that information, Ms. Goodwin, if you can
Okay.
get that to us next time. So under new business, we were talking about the post office also asking them as well to see about senior accommodations.
I don't know if the chair wants to add. This is a campaign that she brought to the board's
Yeah,
attention.
I saw it on Facebook,
Say, I'm sorry.
Post
the
office.
post office's campaign.
Yeah, so Richie Torres's office responded to the tweet that they're gonna look into it.
Okay.
And get back to us. So we'll see.
But the branches, Brenda brought up a couple of different branches that I didn't know about. So what are the branches within CB1 that we know of?
Melrose, Ms. Goodwin said.
Melrose, Wyden, Grand Concourse.
Oh, forget about it.
The one on St. Anne's.
That's
Mhm.
that's
The Melrose one is the best one. There's never nobody there. And
Oh,
you-
yeah, St. Anne. So St.
St.
Anne
Anne's
is.
and Westchester.
St. Anne and Westchester, that's Melrose?
No.
St. Anne's and Westchester is number
Melrose is up there on Melrose and near 161st Street.
one. And
Right in the blank.
Mont
Your mail
Haven,
good-
and then there's
Go the
main,
next day, you get it.
which is 149. So those are the four within the area.
And the issues are, first, as the chair mentioned, that you have to go, they do not deliver your packages from that mighty one, not delivering your packages to you. You have to go pick it up.
No, my packages, I live right up the street. My packages come from Highbridge, Inwood Avenue. The post offices are just split up.
Mm-hmm.
10451
Yeah.
come from Highbridge, all the way over by Ogden Avenue and University. That's where my mail comes from. Now, we got 3 or 4 zip codes in my development. 52, I think, and 55, and I think there's another one. So everybody got a different mail depot. We don't have the same mailman.
Not picking up packages or not delivering packages. The long lines or lack therein of one representative, and then late or missed mail for people getting the mail deliveries. Those are the issues that we're experiencing.
Now, my post office, the supervisor is very nice. If we ever need her to come over here, she will come over here and talk with us, because I've had her come to my
And that's
development.
developed.
No, that's 10451 over in Inwood Avenue, Highbridge. Highbridge,
But that's not in our zip.
but they serve my mail.
Oh, that's weird.
There's a couple of them like that.
But the 139th Street has always been that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 139th is hard. So
Yeah. It's improved though, if you can fancy that. It has improved over the years, but it depends on the timing.
Yeah.
You know, when you go in, and then a lot of people have their mail there and packages and whatever, but
they should have senior, I think
Yeah.
they should have senior windows. And with the senior windows, they should have windows for people with disabilities. So you shouldn't be standing with like your walker, your cane, and you,
no, I totally agree, totally
for
agree.
all, I mean, the lines are outside.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I rarely go there.
So banks and post offices are
Yeah.
services. Are there other issues that we think we should highlight? That seniors are.
I mean, we can get into supermarkets and we can get into so many things,
Yeah.
but you know,
wanna
it's,
go one at a time.
it's, yeah, we have to do
Brick
what's
by brick.
manageable, little by little, little by little. Tackle that next time.
You have to encourage the seniors to go early in the morning. You know, when there's no lines and not a lot of people. That's the best time to go to the supermarket and stuff like that.
I did want to ask a question. So in thinking about space activation and how we use the space and what we've been trying to do, my question is, what are activities that seniors are into? You know, I know that a lot of senior places, they do a bingo night
Oh,
or
God.
day, what are seniors, like, what are the activities that seniors
All
like to
it
do?
seemed to me, okay, the one I go to is up there, right up the hill, 163rd Street. Those houses up there, those condos up there, that's where I go.
For bingo?
But I go for the senior center. I'm a
Right.
member of the
And
senior
what they
center.
do in the,
Most
Lunch.
of them,
They provide
Lunch.
breakfast to lunch,
they provide lunch, the lunch is
trips to
delivered.
Atlantic City.
But most of the
because I
things they
remember
want to
my mom.
do, most of the things that they want to do, and I don't participate, is bingo and Pekino.
Right.
And they do it for money. Okay. Sometimes they have dinners there, like one of those clients will sell dinners and make dinners. I've been to, that one is predominantly black participants. We have, it's mixed, but I went to the one up the street here that's mostly Hispanic, and they do other things. I don't see arts and craft coming back like it used to. You know, it used to be arts and crafts. It used to be computers, stuff like that. You really have to visit them and see what their program is, because 9 out of 10 times, whatever they print up as a program, it's not really what they're doing. That's for sure. So I go up the hill there because I like it up there. It's Bronx Works, and I like the program. I like the staff, and that's what I like. I think that's a lot what people do. They go where they like to be.
right.
Miss Dukes and them, they say they have a good senior program down there. Yeah, they say they have a good senior.
Cheryl,
Hi,
you're
Cheryl.
welcome.
Yes. Thank you. Nice to meet you. I know someone that's good too.
Yeah.
Which one?
They let you like we go on, like they go to Empire.
Go to the
Atlantic
casino.
City. Johnson's.
Bingo, Booking. They do the money thing, but they have like the name of the company. It's not like the green money.
Right, right.
It's the play money that you can buy stuff.
What senior center are you affiliated with?
TLC
And where is that at?
165 and 3rd.
Oh, you up in
It's
board.
right
You
on the
up in
corner.
board
Did we
4.
get a list of all the senior centers?
So that the representative from the.
Where she go?
Okay.
Down here is Community Board 1. The
We
senior
go-
center that you belong to, that's board 3.
We have
That's
picnics
in board 3.
Because I didn't know what it was. They came on barbecue systems. I've been there before.
Barbecue in the place or
In
you
the-
go
we
somewhere else?
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we have St. Mary's Park. That's,
I don't know
Thank
if
you.
St.
And I
Mary's
think-
Park might have a senior program, but I don't know. But I know
Maybe
where she
Bronx
goes, that's a whole
That-
different
this
district,
one's
so maybe.
called TLC. It's 165 and 3rd. It's the, third.
Thank you.
That program that you talking about on 3rd Avenue,
They
that's
even
across,
go to school. They just came from just-
but that program
oh, they took them to lunch at
Yeah, we go
Applebee's?
to Applebee's.
but that program, you have to be on Medicaid to go into that program. If
And
you
who
not,
provides
you're not,
that?
that's not a senior
Applebee's
program.
is the one that provides the
So-
food for free?
Maybe the center
No,
pays
what
for
you
it.
consider,
Yeah.
like, shit like if
They
you
get
like,
budgets.
before you leave, like, sometimes we go to the bar, but they think that's like church.
So outings, day outings.
It's out, but they pay for the first thing, like you can't order anything you want. Like you'll get like something, but you can't say, oh, I want steak, I want lobster.
But this
give
is
you a
Ted
budget.
Mayer, it's called
Yeah,
Ted
they
Mayer.
give you a budget, and that's what you get.
That's
And
good.
anything, and if you want anything other than that, then they
You
do
got
that.
paid.
And I like them because they do karaoke and
Oh. Yes.
So I was asking, reason I'm asking is because in thinking about how do we activate the space for our seniors to come in, how can we create this to maybe, like Ms. Goodwin said, do an arts and craft, maybe a paint night for our seniors or a
You may
day,
activate
day,
this
right.
cent- Oh,
so that this can be a space where our seniors come and do stuff. Is it maybe have a bingo day? And not at night, right? Because a lot of those things sometimes,
They don't.
And they not.
They in the
gonna wanna
daytime?
come out.
and-
right. We
and-
want to do it in the day.
And,
So
and let me explain something to you. The program that she's in, that's not a senior program. You have to identify with Medicaid.
right.
'Cause I went up there to join,
But you
okay,
need to have
but I couldn't join because we have Medicaid. You have to first define the type of program that you want
Right.
and then see what would be your regs to bring them in here. That's number one.
No, so we don't want to bring a program in. What we want to do is we want to do activities for our seniors. So that might mean having our youth and education or our young adults committee host an event of like, hey, we're gonna have a paint night. And so our seniors come in and we have our young people connected to facilitate. Maybe we order food, to just have a good time.
It would have
In
to
the
be,
space.
one thing it should be during the day.
Oh, absolutely.
Most definitely during the day.
Right, absolutely. So just thinking, so because we know that we go off June and July and August, we're not in meetings. So that's a good time. Our kids are out of school. It's a good time to build across all of our committees. But in thinking of activating the space is saying, oh, we want to make sure that our seniors know that this is a space for them as well. And they can come in and while we have these events and we might do a bingo night, a game night, maybe
You know, arts and
arts and crafts. We could do a field trip, a barbecue at St. Mary's Park, those things. So we'll to try to activate it and get our seniors in.
before you came, we had discussed the fact of being with other committees and youth and education was one of them. But this space, I think, is too restrictive for the seniors because of all these bulky
Yeah.
chairs and stuff. There's really not. I think it would be better served if we went to the senior center itself or, like you say, St. Mary's Park or another park that is joined into NYCHA, what area, because there's a few parks that are within NYCHA that we can do, or St. Mary's Park, but I think to bring them here would be a little bit restrictive, and then they would have to travel as well, so we want to make it easier for them to keep it within their area, but it's a great idea to do that for the summer, June and July. I don't mind getting involved if I'm in town, just have plans for August, that's it.
That's awesome. Okay. Just want to put that with something to think about. Figure out how we
Yep.
can do that.
So we can put that under new business and maybe set up a meeting with the youth and education coming up, maybe sometime in June.
Remember, summer youth jobs, most of them are preoccupied with summer youth jobs. Yeah. So you may
It could
get,
be
you may
after,
get some of, you may get some of
Yeah,
them
it could be
from some of
after
them
the job,
programs to
yeah.
come in.
Or in the weekend.
Weekend might be good.
Anything else on the new business?
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, when you're talking about seniors,
Yes.
I got an email saying that the next full board will be at the Dream School. Okay, and I think that that's something that we need to discuss as members, because that's a ways away. And if people who are already having problems with Accessoride, that's a commercial area, it's very isolated over there, and to be over there at night, that's not good.
So the thing about moving so we want to move the community board meetings throughout our district. So we've been having them at Lincoln Hospital for a really long time. And it doesn't, so similar to, right, you live on this side of the district. And so it might be hard to get to Dream, or people who live on that side of the district might say the same, the seniors, it's hard to get over to Lincoln Hospital. And so what we're doing is we're moving the meetings throughout the district to get exposure in different spaces. Not only to get exposure in different spaces, but to learn about other communities, right? So as you mentioned that space is isolated, actually there's so much new development there and so much new housing.
It may be new housing there,
There's a lot of people there,
but
a lot of
from
businesses.
132nd on down, I know the district.
I live there.
I know that. I know some of them on this board that live there.
There's a school
Yeah.
now.
I know the district, but I'm still saying it's an isolated district at night. At night, it's very dark down there. I know the concept of meeting. Other boards have went to different facilities in their district to have meetings. Okay, I just feel that that area is very commercial as well. And if people are going down there, 'cause you know, it's something to be stuck down there and accessoride don't come, then you can't get there.
No, but we could definitely make sure that we'll get you a cab if that's the need. We
I'm
can
just saying-
we can make sure that we.
I'm just saying, because down
we
in
can
that
accommodate.
district, I have family who live down there.
Yeah.
It's not the best, particularly down there where McDonald's is, all in there. It's not the best. It's hard. So it's something to consider.
It's actually not bad.
No, because you live there. And
Right.
you don't have a problem with it. But
No,
somebody,
but if there was like crime and those are the things that we're aware of. But it's actually good for
the people
our
that's
community
down
to
there
go out.
don't have no idea up here. The
Oh, I'm
people
all
People
over.
up here, I know the
Some
whole.
people,
I know the whole district. Ain't nobody
I
got
know
nothing
that's
but
right.
me in this district.
that's why you here. That's why
Okay.
you're on the board, because
Okay.
we know you know
I know the whole
you got
district.
some
And I'm
institutional
telling you, I got
knowledge.
people down there, and I'm telling you, that is not a good place for a night meeting.
Well, being that's already set up. in
It's
the
already set
schedule,
up.
It's already set
I'm
up.
just voicing my
We can-
opinion.
no,
That's
and
it.
I-
right?
Of course, but I think Ms. Goodwin, I think that's if there's any problem with getting there or getting back, just let us know and we'll make those accommodations.
No, because you know what I'm gonna do, and I'll be very fair. I'm not gonna put myself in jeopardy. Once they see this gray hair, you're a target. And I have to assess, as a senior, we have to assess, and we have to put ourselves in danger. Okay? I don't go out at night that often, period. I've been stopped there.
So you also had, is
Um,
that how it was with Lincoln Hospital?
No, when I went to Lincoln Hospital, most of the time I was getting a ride. Somebody was taking me, or I called somebody to come pick me back home, because up here, it's hot. You know, it's dangerous up here. So I'm not coming in here by myself, but that's my issue. I don't say that's nobody
but we-
else's
and-
issue.
and
But
again,
I just think
We'll
that
be
is
happy
something.
to accommodate to make sure that you get picked up and dropped off if that's
Well,
if that's a need.
We got 2 months, this month and next month, then we'll see what happens, but that's not an area I wanna go to
Right.
at night. I don't wanna do that. I'll see what happens this month, next month, we recess for, it was July and August. And then we can bring it back to the
Well,
table.
we can query when we get to the board meeting, we can ask everybody there as to
Yeah,
what
see
they
how-
think
see how
about that
everybody
meeting
feel about
place, as opposed to Lincoln. People can put
Don't
their
have
two
to be
cents in.
Lincoln, it's a lot of places
Or,
in the
I mean, we used to
district.
go to Metropolitan College, that's an
Yeah.
option as well,
And
I don't know
so-
if it's still an
We
option.
know Lincoln is in Mount Haven, Dream Charter Schools in Fort Morris. We want to make sure we do Melrose, and then we'll continue to, because we do cover Port Morris too. And so we have to make sure that we are present in Port Morris, present here in Mount Haven, and also present in Melrose. And
Port
for a long
Morris-
time, we've
Port
been,
Morris excludes itself from the rest of the district. Cause I bet you and anybody, any
But
money,
we're trying to bring them back.
And
that's
that's
what
it.
I'm saying. In order to sit on a board, we used to do this years ago, I don't know about the way, we used to, if Ms. Burns, if you remember, we used to do tours. We used to go through the district and walk through
That's
the
coming.
district,
You ready?
so people can see.
We got a
But
tour
y'all don't
coming up.
need me. Y'all don't need me.
Why
I done walked my walk through every block.
We
every
do
corner.
need you.
Y'all don't need
Ms.
me.
Goodwin, you bring the
Y'all don't
institutional
need me.
knowledge.
Y'all didn't want me.
It's the years
Y'all
of,
didn't want me. I'm here as a member.
you bring the years of service and
I
the
walk-
knowledge that
I
you
walk
have.
from river to river.
The last thing I want to bring up in new business, and it's something that I was just talking to Stephen, because I met him in the street, huffing and puffing, coming down. It's a disaster zone out there. It's a disaster zone. I mean, that park, is at least 50 that you can tell are people that just hanging out.
Where's that
Uh,
at?
Roberto Clemente.
Where Medical Clemente Park, there's at least 50 people that are just hanging out there, you know, and you know, doing nothing but hanging out, okay, playing music, whatever. then you have to go through the groves of people selling fruit now. That's the new thing. Every 50 feet, you have a little, a woman or someone sitting there with mounds of fruits to sell. You can barely get from one side of the street to the other. Aside from the other vendors, then they're coming closer and closer to the corner because they figure, okay, we're here at the corner, so we'll be more visible. It's very distracting. It's very difficult to cross, and it's a bit scary too.
I thought they had cleaned all of that out.
No. So I know that Clarissa, who you were talking to, and
So, we are gonna be, one for Roberto Clemente to touch base on that, we're gonna be hosting a cleanup in the community. Specifically Roberto Clemente, in that square or triangle, what it is?
Plaza.
To try to combat, we're partnering with Third Avenue Bid and the new, executive director, Pedro Suarez, who, I met with last week and the DM has met with as well. And Pedro Suarez brings a fresh set of eyes and ideas and motivation to the Third Avenue Bid, and so we're excited about like his vision, and he's also really passionate about cleaning up Roberto Clemente Plaza and trying to figure out what the best solution is to make sure that people are serviced, it's clean, and we figure out a solution to that
But you
problem.
need the politicians too, because a lot of
Absolutely.
times they're the ones that squash everything.
Absolutely. They are well aware of the problem. And I think one of the things that we want to do as a community board is become an active board in terms of like, so our electeds, they're all like, I don't think there's an elected in our district who doesn't know that that's a big issue at Roberto Clemente. And I think what it's going to take is for the people in the community to kind of organize around it, and organize and make the change. We can't wait for the elected officials to try to initiate. We got to really, it has to be us. And so that's the first step is like, let's partner, bring in all of the city agencies, bring in all of the resources to figure out how can we tackle this. And then the second one, in terms of fruit vendors, Pedro's also on top of that, in cracking down on those fruit vendors, the loud music that's being played at the stores in the community. I know some stores have DJs outside, so he's been talking about that and trying to really tackle that issue. He's one of his like primary goals right now is those illegal vendors on the street. And so I think, maybe we can invite him to talk at our full board just to give a nice presentation about his vision and what he's
Yeah, it would be
doing.
good to know what's
Just
coming.
so that,
That something is coming, yeah.
And I think the other thing is, we want to facilitate in terms of St. Mary's Park. We know that the needle problem is big. So we want to facilitate a task force led
What
by the
happened to St.
community
Anne's
board.
project?
St. Anne's, they're still out there. The problem is DOH is only funding 4 community workers throughout the whole Bronx. So there are only 4 workers who go out and pick up
For
needles
the whole Bronx?
for the whole Bronx. And so at Bronx parks, for all the Bronx parks. There was a meeting today which the DM was on and I was on, and sanitation spoke about like if we know of any hotspots, we can contact sanitation. They also respond to 311 complaints. So if we know any hotspots of needles, we can contact them. But we want to facilitate a task force of city agencies and organizations who are working on this to really like highlight the issue at St. Mary's Park.
Why isn't somebody from the health department on the board? At board meetings, we always had a representative, well, at my meetings anyway, I always had a representative from the Department of Health that sat in on my meetings and handled any problems that needed to be handled expeditiously.
That's a good question then, Miss Goodwin. Why aren't you at the health and
Because you
Human
terminated me.
I didn't.
You said I was no longer needed as a Health and Human Services chair.
Oh no, I didn't.
That Friday, I resigned as a Health and Human Services chair that Thursday morning. It wasn't personal.
This wasn't
No,
a
I
thing.
didn't take it personal. Let me finish.
No,
I didn't take it
you said
personal.
I wasn't needed. I didn't say
I was,
that.
well, you said I was no longer the Health and Human Services chair. Period. I had already resigned. That's why I didn't know why you even got your email. But I don't take it personal because this is my district. I bought a home in this district.
Absolutely.
I'm going to service this district as long as I'm here. I'm going to service the needs of the people here. So the title didn't mean anything to me. Every time I wore that title, somebody gave me that title and asked me to keep it. But I knew long before then, the word was out with the old and in with the new. My position was already offered to a board member months prior. You know all of this.
No. So
You know,
the
you all
position
know
was
all
never.
of this. Listen, you
This
all
is
know all of this.
another.
Let's don't
this
go
is
back
a
and
side.
let's don't go back into it.
This probably is not the platform for this.
That's
but
right.
I will say this. It's not out with the old and in with the new.
Well, you did it.
It is a form of having a new administration. I came in under a new, I'm a new chair, and so I brought in a new team. This wasn't something that was decided months ago. This was something that was decided after I became the chair. And so, as someone who has been doing this work, right, who has been leading in health and human services, I would, look to you to say, join forces with, the health and human services, because it is your community. And despite who is in, whether it's in an elected office, whether it's a chairperson, you do want to be at the table because you bring that institutional knowledge. So, for me, it's important to have someone like you, at that table. If you and I hear you say it, you've had DOH, those are the things that if you're at the table at the human and health services committee, you could say, I want to make sure that we get these folks who I have brought here in the past to continue doing the work, because you don't want to just give up.
Well,
I know you're passionate, and we want to.
That's not going to happen. That will never happen. I will never give
Good.
up. If you finish, then I'll say what I
Yes.
said. You didn't come in with a welcoming spirit to make people feel that they were welcome and needed. Okay. When you say something, even on a job, okay.
Should we finish the
Sure,
meeting
you
and then
can.
go?
Let's.
Okay,
yeah.
so let's adjourn
Okay.
this meeting.
I put a motion on the floor to adjourn.
I, Clarissa, second the motion.
Meeting adjourned.
When you
Now we can
leave
go.
a job and you want somebody to help you,
You could just close.
you can
that.
say that I'm not leaving, want you to leave for any specific reason, because we still need your help. You didn't come in that way, neither the people that you brought.